Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, over 20 farmers are killed following a clash between thieves and Fulanis in Acha in Taraba State, northeast of Nigeria. German government extends its support for Nigeria's fight against terror till the year 2020. And Channels Television is Station of the Year for a record 11th time. And rebels burned several buses meant to convey the sick and injured from government-held villages in Syria's Idlib province. We begin tonight from Taraba State in northeast of Nigeria, where unconfirmed reports say that over 20 people have lost their lives in a clash between thieves and Fulanis in Acha community. The police spokesperson in Taraba State, Mr. David Misols, who could not confirm the actual number of casualties, however told Channels Television that more security operatives have been deployed to the affected area to restore order. Sources told Channels Television that the clashes began late on Saturday when two Fulani corpses were found in the bush, leading to a reprisal attack from the Fulanis. The German government has extended its support for Nigerians under the German Technical Advisory Group Agreement till the year 2020. The agreement, which was signed between both countries, was meant to provide assistance to Nigeria in the fight against terror and was earlier scheduled to terminate in 2016. The extension was announced today during the visit of the German Minister of Defense, where several equipment were presented to the Nigerian army to boost the fight against terror. Our correspondent Amaka Okafo reports.
German Minister of Defense Ursula von der Leyen arrived in the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, where she is quickly introduced to the management team of the Ministry of Defense. The minister immediately inspects a guard of honor mounted for her. Done with that, she takes the Nigerian minister around two mobile medical units, which has been donated to Nigeria by the German government through the German Technical Advisory Group. The Minister of Defense, retired Colonel Mansour Mohammed Dan Ali, who outlined the support received from the German government, promised that they will be put to good use. On her path, the German Minister of Defense says the gesture is Germany's way of providing a sustainable support to Nigeria in the war on terror.
Some of these include the two medical care units with intensive care unit facilities, including the training for the personnel and maintenance as being displayed here. The German government also donated balloon metal detector and counter-improvised explosive device. This is also inclusive of the training for personnel and maintenance. Thirdly, we are also receiving 3 mobile tactical ground surveillance radar systems for border security in the northeast.
Our emphasis is not on providing arms, neither on training service women and servicemen. We have our emphasis on the points I just have been talking in my speech about. So this is the medical care unit. This is desperately needed too. It is the metal detectors for counter-IED, and the radar stations for detecting large movements of people in the field.
This strategic partnership between Nigeria and Germany has been extended to run between 2017 and 2020. Amaka Okafo, Channels Television News.
The Senate's rejection of Mr. Ibrahim Magu as substantive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is raising dust, particularly among civil society groups. Prominent among them is the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, which has dragged the upper legislative chamber before the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights defenders. SERAP is petitioning Mr. Michael Forst over alleged intimidation, harassment and unfair treatment of Mr. Magu by the Senate in collaboration with other agencies of government. According to the group, the upper house used what it describes as a purported security report. It knew, or ought to know, it's baseless and politically motivated to reject Mr. Magu's confirmation as substantive EFCC chairman. Serap says, quote, "The Senate of Nigeria has flagrantly violated Ibrahim Magu's right to a fair hearing and is implicitly working to weaken, intimidate, harass, and ultimately undermine the independence and freedom of action of the EFCC in its efforts to combat high-profile official corruption." End of quote. The Delta and Kwara State government has reiterated their resolve to end cases of cultism and punish those involved in activities that disrupt communal peace. Governor Ifeanyi asked youths to support initiatives aimed at improving socio-economic conditions while adhering to the rule of law. Meanwhile, in Kwara State, Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed has also threatened to jail anyone violating the state's cultism law. Moving on to other stories now. The German government has extended its support for Nigeria under the German Technical Advisory Group Agreement till the year 2020. The agreement, which was signed between both countries, was meant to provide assistance to Nigeria in the fight against terror and was early scheduled to terminate in 2016. The extension was announced today during the visit of the German Minister of Defense. Now, property worth millions of naira have been destroyed in a fire outbreak at the auto spare part market in Agodi Gate area in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Chairman of the market, Abdulaziz Ojo, says that the fire broke out at about 5:30 a.m. He explained that stores which served as storage for tires were amongst the worst affected in the inferno. The commander of the fire service team, Mr. Adeleke Isiaka, says that the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained.
Sad faces, sorrowful expressions and despair, clearly visible as traders search the rubble for anything to salvage at the tire section of Gate Spare Parts Market in Agodi, Ibadan. The traders claim they were not aware of the time that incident occurred. They were called hours after efforts were made by fire servicemen and security agencies to stop the spread of the fire.
Around 5 a.m. they call us that the shop is getting burned. Then we have to run here. By getting here around 6 to 6, we met fire servicemen here, civil defense, the police people, they are here rescuing the light. You understand that? We learned that the fire starts somewhere there. Now fled to our shop. So, and the market that is there, worth of almost 50 million. I cannot say particular about these people, but the one there is over 50 million because my wife's shop is also there. So everything got burned.
Although no government official was available to comment on the incident, traders, however, attest to their huge losses and seek for assistance.
So many things have lost, so many markets have burnt. We want government to help those people that are involved in this incident because so many people have lost. There are some people that bought their market to sell for the Christmas and New Year. Everything have burnt in their shops.
Now that the fire is put out, an investigation should be the next step. What is responsible for the fire? And also, how to help these traders get over their losses.
The River State Governor, Mr. Nyesom Wike, says that he has no confidence in the investigative panel set up by the Inspector General of Police to unravel those behind the infractions recorded during the legislative rerun election. The governor made this known today while speaking during the Thanksgiving service of the People's Democratic Party in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. Governor Wike adds that the River State government will not be a part of what he describes as an attempt to bury the facts of the matter.
They don't ask themselves question. Why is it that up till now, 28,000 policemen cannot police Rivers State to conduct ordinary legislative rerun? When you attach policemen to candidates that are running election on the other side of the party, you did not give one to any of the candidates of our own party. So they go with the security men, beat up our people, chase them out, collect the materials, except for the ones that could resist. And now you are setting up a panel to investigate. Investigate what? We are accusing you. You are the one who is killing our people. You are now setting up and the Rivers State government should give you assistance. What assistance have we not given? They said, I said on audio that I will kill INEC people. Why would I say I will kill INEC people? I have said before now, if you come to rig election, prepare your will. Have I not said so before? Have I not said so before? So if you go and begin to concoct any audio video, that is your business.
The Rivers State Governor, Mr. Nyesom Wike. The December 21st local government elections in Abia State coincides with the run-up to the Yuletide celebrations. Well, ahead of the polls, the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Adeleye Oyebade, has challenged politicians to play by the rules and avoid actions capable of disrupting the existing peace. Mr. Adeleye asked politicians and leaders to ensure that they do not allow their supporters to create mayhem before, during and after the exercise. The police commissioner also led men and officers of the command into the streets and markets to create awareness on what he describes as the new form of policing that frowns at bribery and corruption.
Using this opportunity to warn all politicians in Abia State, the election should not be a do or die affair. The government of the day is ready to ensure that credible elections are held. And that is why the police will do all in its capability. We are going to have enough men on ground. We are going to have enough activities before, during and after the election. We'll have patrols, we'll have stop and start points, and we're going to ensure that nobody comes to the venue of the election with any instrument to cause mayhem. We have made our own resolution that is going to be free of any ugly incident.
The Delta and Kwara state governments have reiterated their resolve to end cases of cultism and punish those involved in activities that disrupt communal peace. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa asked youths to support initiatives aimed at improving socio-economic conditions while adhering to the rule of law. Meanwhile, in Kwara State, Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed also threatened to jail anyone violating the state's cultism law.
Cultism. The act of cultism among the youth in Nigeria has grown into a menace that's eating deep into the roots of institutions. Various criminal activities such as armed robbery, hooliganism and kidnapping are what the youth are drawn to. No thanks to the high rate of unemployment in the country. This act is said to be born by the need to acquire, a yearning that requires one to compromise for what could be termed as the finer things of life. But there's been a resistance of the act by some state governors, resulting in a mass submission of weapons by youth in the hundreds in search of a way out. Recently, the governors of Delta and Kwara also stood against cultism by reading out the riot act to those involved.
The government will not take lightly to people who engage themselves in cultism and terrorism of any sort. And it is on this note, I'll let them know that there are ample provisions in this law to punish those who are offenders, and sentiments will not be applied in this law. The law will take its full weight, and I has to caution abuse to be of good behavior and to shun all forms of vices, all forms of cultism and terrorism, because if they are caught, the full hands of the law will be brought to bear on them.
My administration has zero tolerance. I repeat, zero tolerance for cultism and related activities within and outside academic institutions. Anyone found guilty of involvement in such illegality risks a 10-year jail term and a hefty fine and rustication. Consequently, parents, guardians, and other members of society must keep an eye on their works and report unusual behavior or movement to security agencies for investigation. Let me emphasize that education remains the top priority for this administration, in line with recognition of functional educational systems as being key ingredient to development and growth.
There'll still be more on the topic of cultism. Plus, in part 2 after the break, Channels Television is Station of the Year for a record 11th time. Stay with us.